Alright, so the trailer to this movie did look like it was gonna scare the crap out of me, and I didn't know the movie was a gimmick, but you know, it just happened to be a gimmick, and it happened to not scare the crap out of me. Silent House. Okay, so Silent House stars Elizabeth Olsen as some chick who gets locked in her on a house or something. I didn't understand it very well. I just know that there was something somewhere in the house that wanted to get her or something. It is explained in the end, and the ending is the worst part of the movie. It was explained in a really dumb way. I wish they would have gone a whole new direction at the end, to where it was something you didn't expect, but in a good way. I wasn't expecting the ending, but it was a very stupid ending. And there's no arguing that. I believe that the movie A Woman in Black should have been called Silent House, because the house they went in that movie was silent. This movie is not silent. In fact, the whole time, she's like say the girl is hiding under the table from a guy walking around the table, and you just hear her. It's like, oh yeah, that guy's not gonna hear you or anything. Okay, I mean, the movie is illogical in a lot of ways. This movie was really not put together at all. It was very bad and everything. I just shake my head. The gimmick in this movie was the gimmick that the whole thing was like shot in one take, you know, and it took me about 15 minutes to realize that what was going on, and I was like, oh, I could get to enjoy this, even though there are a few times where you could tell they did stop the movie. And I've only seen it once, and that's all I'm ever going to see it. I'm not going to sit through and watch this piece of crap again. But you know, so far, this is the worst movie I've seen this year. It's worse than Ghost Rider, in my opinion, just because of how stupid the whole thing was. You know, it's like just some of the stuff they tried to scare you with ended up making you laugh instead. Oh, you know, there's a toilet on the wall. That's scary. No, that is not scary. That's actually funny in a bunch of ways. I remember a bunch of people in the movie theater just laughing, and the two people that sat in front of me, like, they literally stood up at the end of the movie, and the guy's like, hey, next time I'm picking the movie. You know, I felt that we could enjoy the movie together. So I personally enjoyed the movie Silent House because it was funny. But it wasn't meant to be funny, so I gotta say the movie is really, really bad. Yeah, this movie was meant to be a horror film, and it didn't pull that off very well. This year did have a couple good horror films. I mean, A Woman in Black, Cabin in the Woods. Those all did fine, but this one, it was just, I don't even know. And I can't go on without saying the ending, so I'm gonna try to put a time right here and go ahead and go to this time in the video to skip this if you're worried about me spoiling the ending, because I'm about to spoil the ending for some people. Okay, the ending of this movie was that her dad and uncle that she was with were rapists, and they raped her as a little girl, and these were all like past memories just twisted now. And it's like they could have done so much more with this, but they didn't. It was the girl attacking herself. It was memories, and she ended up like, okay, and she kills her dad, and she's beating up her uncle, and her uncle apologizes, and she drops the hammer and leaves the house. She just walks off. And that's the end of the movie. I don't know how they can end the movie so open. Like, did the uncle die? Did he kill her later? Did the dad fully die? It doesn't explain crap. The movie made me so angry. I just walked out of there like, oh my God. I had high expectations because the trailer made this movie look somewhat decent, and the movie was not even remotely decent. Was this movie a POS? Yes, this movie was definitely a POS. Okay. My question to you today is, what is the worst horror film that you've ever seen? This is definitely in the running for worst horror film I've ever seen. I'm not quite sure what the worst horror film I've ever seen is. It's probably Silent House. Okay, So just answer my question, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click the sidebar to see more.